Hello, hello, and hello everyone, JaffaArchfiend here, and welcome to Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail, Trial number 3 and MSQ part 17, the final portion of the 7.0 portion of the MSQ for the initial release of Dawntrail. The Interface. Shouldn't take too long for this queue to pop off, but at the meantime, we've got let's see if we can get some closer up details. Since the boss isn't trying to hit us right now, we can take a gander. Good, we can't fall off just yet. Okay, let's take a closer look at this. That immediately springs to mind boss Mateus from Final Fantasy XI and the Ivalice raids. Just the fact that it's kind of this imprisoned figure within this massive machine. Which is a nice bit of visual storytelling. And the fact we've got two rotating circles here, which with her silhouette in the way there, makes it look like an infinity symbol, which is her whole shtick. It is very nice. Her whole shtick is trying to, you know, prevent death forever, keep things going forever. Four arms, no legs, plenty of these tail things. I do love the machine's design. It's a very neat design. It is. There's that. Hey, Jason. I have not watched Squid Game. I am aware of it, but I have not watched it. I'm aware of it though. So. Unlost World Interface.
The worlds have been bridged. Be at ease, everyone. Your ether will soon be replenished.
Alright, who do we have with us? Oh good, no, okay, we got one Nightmare Fuel with us. Great.
I will suffer no interference. Disappear.
No. Suffer no interference, disappear. No, it's not gonna be that simple, love. Say hello to Ido Firefly, Maria Spear, Aizen Susuke, Ayo Aya, Mari Nightshade, Pigeon Okutan, and Cade Zelras.
Do not be afraid.
Okay, looks like you want to dodge that side there at least. Okay, so hold on, that seems to be doing flying. Okay, so it's not quite like... I dodged that! How did I get hit by that? That doesn't look good. Okay, hold on that. Oh. Oh, no, no, no! Fucker! Oh, no. Oh, that's an interesting visual.
Deploying drone.
Oh, no, no. Sod off, sod off, sod off! Legitimate force. That's the name of the attack. Okay. Okay, where are we now? Is the world ravaged by wind? Oh boy. Guessing by the X, this might be the 10th shard. Oh, fucker hell! Yep. It's based purely on the fact that we're standing on sort of a giant X, so... That. I'll take a safe spot here. To avoid the parts where the ground looks like it's shifting around. Wow, that's... Also, I love that the head does genuinely open up.
I will show you the world beyond.
World of the second, maybe? World ravaged by stone.
Do not be afraid. Death is not the end.
Oh, that can be good. But she's been on save this entire time. Oh, that can be good.
Is this a rift in reality? Has she lost control of the power? Steen! Listen to me!
What the hell are you doing here?
I understand. I do. And I know that you won't be swayed from your course. But if there's truly no other way to resolve this, then face me. Not as a machine, but as the real you.
Lamachi. Anomaly detected in memory banks. Data of the MSQ partially restored. This is what I desire, and I will not fail.
What in the sodding?
I can't bear to lose them. Not again.
I feel your pain, as if it were my own. I know you. All of you.
How can you say that to me now?
It's over, Steen. We will stop you.
No! I won't let you! I can't! I will protect my people's happiness!
Leave that burden with us now. We will bear it in your stead.
Go. Alrighty. Now on to the last portion of the MSQ for 7.0 for base Dawntrail.
Steen!
Your voice reached me, Lamachi.
Is it really you?
No, only in part. My memories as a living person are gone. I've been remade from those I had as an endless. However, I cannot remain long, for the Meso terminal will soon cease to function. Once, you wanted to know me, Lamachi. Let my last act be to give an honest accounting.
Okay.
I am, above all, sorry for the suffering I've caused your people and mine. I am ultimately powerless against the inevitable, unable to do aught but visit harm upon the innocent. I am, in the end, a pitiful, selfish creature. One that should never have been created.
Oh, for the love of... You strove to make your people happy. You carried too many gentle memories. Your system created to sustain Alexandria. You strove to make your people happy.
Our nations are worlds apart, but they
Literally.
feel so close. Who knows what we could have accomplished had we walked together towards a shared future.
Yeah, but unfortunately the Endless require living ether to sustain themselves, so...
Could never be so.
Yeah.
We each had our own to protect.
If only I had met you when I was still alive, then perhaps.
Yeah, a few centuries worth of difference there, I'm afraid.
But it's no use dwelling upon a miracle that didn't happen. Still, if there's one thing I hope you'll believe, it is this. Brief though it was, I treasured our time together. It pains me to think that its memory will disappear along with me.
Nah, we'll remember.
I know I have no right to ask this of you, but when I'm gone, my people, will you?
Of course we'll look after them.
We'll take care of them. Don't worry. And we will never forget the Endless. Neither them, nor the time we spent with you. So be free of your burdens, Sphene. And sleep well.
I will. Thank you.
Oh! I think we're getting logged out. Ah, right, the key. Yeah, we better take a hold of that. Just in case.
Farewell, my beloved Alexandria.
I wonder what this place looks like now that we've, shut it all off. Well, we're back in our bodies. And we somehow brought the key along with us. I'm not going to question it. Now, off goes the last set of lights. There's the sky.
So it was that the meso-terminal fell dark, and the endless departed for oblivion's embrace. Their resplendent paradise was no more, as the memory sustaining it faded with the golden light.
There is all this electro still here.
Even so, in a way, they live on.
If we can keep this gate open, we could kind of, you know, come visit. It is a whole other world. It is a whole other reflection. I don't know whether or not we can keep the door open.
This I felt with conviction, as I basked in the glow of a new dawn.
It is interesting because this is a whole other reflection that did, you know, get rejoined. But it seems that even a rejoined world, that we explored this kind of with the 13th back in Endwalker. But it does look like even with a world rejoined to the source, a reflection rejoined to the source, it's still here. So it does make me wonder about the other reflections. If we're eventually going to wind up visiting them as well. I'm not too keen on this end credits song, to be fair.
It remains to be seen how interdimensional fusion may have affected other reflections. Kryle's parents spoke of the power's capacity for both good and evil. I cannot help but wonder how Sphyn's deeds will be remembered by those they touched. The key that started it all was entrusted to the adventurer. Such an artifact certainly lies within the Scion's realm of expertise, and no objection was raised to their retaining it for research.
I mean, who else would hold on to it?
By order of Vau Kona, the Skydeep cenote was placed under the strict watch of the Landscat.
Cool, Jaja.
With the mighty Bakul Jaja among their number, they shall not want for strength, even in Soralja's absence.
He joined the Landsguard.
Upon learning of their queen's passing, the people of Alexandria mourned and wept. Having devoted herself to sparing them sorrow, the sight might well have moved Sphyn to tears. However, with Wuklamat carrying on her legacy, I have faith that her subjects will know joy once more.
Hail as your new king, everyone.
As anticipated, the news that young Gululja had succeeded his father as king was greeted with trepidation. Reception was also mixed when Wuklamat came forward to name herself as the boy's guardian. But the people were mollified to learn that Everkeep systems remained operational, and there would be no impact on their lives.
Interesting to see how long that whole soul thing of theirs lasts for.
One day, when he is older, Galulja will decide for himself what manner of ruler he will be. Till that day and beyond, may the path of the young king be illuminated by the love of family.
The Eon afloat.
Meanwhile, in Tuliyola, the people came together to hail their new Dawn servants' great victory. Having honored those they lost, they turned their attention to a brighter future and celebrated for 3 days and nights.
Oof. That's a long party. Dawntrail trailer for the start. Raha finally gets the taco. Oh no! He doesn't get the taco! Alize! Alfredo, help him! Nope. Sorry, Estinian, this is your problem.
Not everything had been resolved, though.
Oh god.
Those who had spent 30 years in the Dome struggled to resume their former lives. This and a host of other challenges remained.
Alright, let's see what this legacy steel has been carved. Oh yeah, this is the whole them unite.
But as the new Dawn servants continue to lead with strength and wisdom, the people may be assured that peace will endure.
Of course I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Yeah. And here, that is the end of the base game for Dawntrail, the introduction of Dawntrail, as it were. That is the base MSQ before any further patches comes along. Now we're just going to have a gander through the credits, see if we can get a full list of everyone's in there. Who all was involved in this. See if we can spot any names we recognize. Oh, Zermor wasn't. Okay. Mike Kropikin. Okay, okay. Human for Geo. There. Right. Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Velgamanda had voice lines in Japan? Okay, interesting. That's interesting. That might be in the extreme mode, maybe. Yep, so that is the base game Dawntrail finished. We do have the Arcadian raid opening up next week, next Tuesday, so that's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. But now, between here and there, that's the base game done. Now it's all side quests and class quests and, you know, leveling up other characters and other classes. So, Dawntrail base, to give my thoughts on it just now. Based Dawntrail, I've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed it. I can see where I've seen some people having complaints on kind of stuff. I can see where they would have the complaints. But at the same time, taking into consideration what goes on, like with the English voice team, for example, the English voice team doesn't seem to get that much direction compared to the Japanese team. It does seem very much like the English team kind of gets kept in the dark a bit more and doesn't get as much context. I think, and I've had chats with them about this at KubaCon. And they have said if they could, and some of them are playing the game, like my Alphanos VA, I know he's playing a game. I think Thancred's VA as well, I think they're playing the game. But from what they've said, looking back on the lines and apparently the takes that were used for this, if they could, they would probably go back and redo a few things. But then again, that's standard practice. No one is ever happy with their performance that they give, and it is the performance that is used. There's always a case like, I could probably do that one more better. I could probably do that one better. Why? If I knew that was going to be the thing, I could change it just a little bit more there. It's like, you're never going to have the perfect take on things. But putting that, I liked Waklamat. Waklamat's VA did a fantastic job with them from what I've seen and what I've known of them so far. So they did a fantastic job. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the future of Dawntrail and seeing how it progresses from here. I do hope that this thing with the key, because this interdimensional fusion key, I feel like this could be the new kind of arc, as it were, for the next few expansions. Figuring out this key thing. I sincerely hope it is not just a Dawntrail only thing, and that we do get to explore it more down the line in the future. As for what the rest of this expansion could go into, I'm not certain really. I do agree that this whole bit with the Endless here, this section here with the Endless, the Alexandrian arc, as it were, that happened in Dawntrail, that could have maybe got on for another patch, maybe. That could have been like 7.1 that we finished that up with. Maybe 7.2 could be stretched up to it, maybe, but it does feel it was kind of very speed-runned a little. I enjoyed the first half of the game, pretty much so. The first half being level 90 to 95, 96, depending on how you leveled, which was very much the contest, getting to the throne. I feel like Seralja, the way we handled Seralja, he could have been the end boss for Dawntrail. His fight very much did feel like an end boss fight. Not that Fiends didn't, but Seralja's had a more note of finality to it, Seralja's fight. Whilst the content afterwards didn't feel quite as final, as it were. It felt very much kind of threads to tie up kind of thing, which could have been done in the next patch. But given what we've got, given that this is what we were given, I've enjoyed myself, and I look forward to seeing what happens from here on. Not a clue, Zach, what's next. Not a clue. We are completely in the dark. All we do know about what's coming up next is that next week we do have the Arcadian Raid series, which looks to be very much kind of like... Well, it's very gladiatorial. It is very much enter the arena type of deal from what we saw in the live letter. It does seem very gladiator type of thing. It's very much... And I don't mean gladiator as in Rome, I mean gladiator as in the TV sports show. It's that kind of feel, mixed in with maybe a bit of wrestling, maybe a bit of mixed martial arts thrown into the mix on top of that type of deal. That's the kind of vibe the Arcadian has. So that being the next raid series, that's going to be very interesting to me. To see how that goes, because all the other raid series prior to now have always had this kind of, these are the stakes, whereas the Arcadian, it's a giggle, it's a laugh, it is something to have fun with, it is entertainment, and we're going to be part of the entertainment. So it's like, okay, it's a way to challenge yourself. Dawntrail is very much this is your adventure arc now. The previous expansions had always been, you're here to stop a war, you're here to free a nation, you're here to save the world, you're here to end the end threat. And now Dawntrail is very much, okay, we've just had a threat that could have potentially done a thing, now we can maybe relax. We can maybe adventure, we can maybe now do this, that, and the next thing. Which I sincerely hope is the case. I wouldn't mind having a bit of a breather, as it were. But, yeah, I am looking forward to seeing what the rest of Dawntrail has to bring. And, yeah. I do wonder what the extreme versions of these trials, though, are like. I'm like, good God. I do want, because we got shown off at during the live letter the kind of mount that gives you kind of wings and lets you fly around kind of under your own power, as it were, and you can get, and those are the extreme trial drops for this expansion. So extreme Valagamanda, extreme Zoralja, maybe extreme Fiend, maybe, but yeah, those are going to be the extreme runs, and it's going to be even just very interesting to see how that pans out. Oh, good God, what is going on here? This must be a thing for them from back in the past or something, because you've got Zoralja there sparring with Galulja. Got the pair of them eating at the table with Namaka, and it's like some more sparring going on in the background on the beach, and it's like, yeah, this has to be a flashback memory type of thing here. Here we have Kona with Galulja, the little baby. Yes, I heard about the remaster Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Looking forward to that. I enjoyed Mass Effect. I enjoyed Mass Effect when I played it back when they first came out. Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3. I enjoyed them when they first came out. So, yeah. Sorry, just weird noise going on. Probably the dog flopping. She likes to flop, the puppy. Big puppy. Yeah. All in all, though, back to the Dawntrail. I enjoyed Dawntrail. I could see where there were some hiccups here and there, but yeah, it has actually been nice to have an expansion without any sort of Asian shenanigans, and it is nice to be proven wrong, because I thought Zoralja, the way he's pushing Zoralja with all this is very much, he gave me Asian vibes. He had to be one of the remaining Ascians floating around still somewhere. But it was nice to kind of go, huh, he's not. Neat. Sweet. Okay. Nice to be proven wrong. But, yeah, so. And it's not. I can't speed up any faster than that. When the people say they improve the inventory, I'm always a bit, because sometimes the improvements are worse than the original, and sometimes they're better. I can't... Oh, hello. Oh, okay. Sorry, just getting notifications on emails. But, I wish we could speed... I know that there's a reason why we can't speed faster through the credits than we already are, but at the same time, I'm like, can we go faster? Fast forward a bit. Fast forward again. Nope. It is nice kind of seeing all these people who worked on this, and it's like, we really need to have a chat with if we want to get any of these people to put them on. This soundtrack, I'm probably going to, because this is from the Vanguard dungeon, I'm probably going to be farming Vanguard to try and get this orchestrion roll. Not going to lie, I'm going to be farming that. Screw the gear, I want the orchestrion roll. The gear looks nice. I can probably see myself using a few of the weapons for some glamours, but on the whole, I want this music. This music is wow. And that's the thing with Final Fantasy XIV. The music is always fantastic. Some bits and pieces, like the end credits song we had at the beginning when they were doing the final cinematic there, not my cup of tea. I could recognize it was good music, but it's not my cup of tea. It's not my jam. It felt very much like a poppy version of Greatest Showman, if that makes sense. Like a pop version of that. I'm like, no. That's probably not what they were going for, but that's the vibe it gave me. So, but yeah. Alright. This, however, this is nice. I could see me adding this to my PvP playlist. Just have this during like Crystal Conflict matches. Actually, yeah, that would actually be perfect for a Crystal Conflict match, actually. With that in mind, actually. With this new kind of lightning crashing region, I do wonder if they're gonna add that as a potential map to Crystal Conflict, or even Front Lines, because we do have the bomb exploding map, we do have the Kamakuri drone one, we do have the kind of sinking sands, we do have the Gale Force winds. I do wonder if they're going to add a lightning storm map, and the Unlost World reflection, and or the Alexandrian region, the place crackling with storms. That feels to me like it would be one of the perfect places to have a new PvP map, because I could just see that just having to dodge lightning as you're trying to dodge people's attacks. I could see that being a thing. That could be fun. That could add an extra bit of fun layer to it. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff going through this, isn't there? I will admit, part of going through credits I do enjoy is trying to see if there's any names you recognize, any names you kind of recognize from other things or not. And I think I do see a few names from like Final Fantasy 16 because, well, again, they're both made by the same group within Square Enix, so it tracks. But it is nice seeing who all actually did cross work on each of these games. Like how much of one team was working on one game whilst they're also working on the other. Oh, most definitely. I definitely used the Red Dragon Archfiend. Jack Atlas, fantastic. Trying to recreate it, however, in the games is an absolute mare. Oh boy. I'm still a bit miffed that they oh god, was it? The current one that's on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Master Duel or something like that. I am very miffed that you can't put in the codes that are at the bottom of each card to get them in Master Duel. You could do that with literally every other Yu-Gi-Oh game, bar the Duel Links mobile one, I think. Bar the Duel Links one. So those are the only two games I think you can actually do stuff with the codes with, actually. Is the Master Duel one on every other console, and Duel Links. You can't put the codes that are literally written on the bottom of each card to get those cards into the game. You could do that with every other Yu-Gi-Oh game that I can recall, but meh. Okay, that explains why it sounded a bit poppy, because they're kind of a, if I can't rewind, but if I recall correctly, the people who did the vocals for Smile, which was the end track there during that last cinematic, if I recall correctly, they are very much a kind of pop type of thing. They're very much pop Broadway, as it were, for singing style-wise. So that tracks with why that didn't hit well with me, but good God, I can only imagine which parts of these had to be done with motion capture, which parts of these were the stunt, which parts of these was the stunt work. I'm like, good God. But I do want to get this track as well. This track is nice. This track is very Twilight Town Kingdom Hearts vibe, and I want to get this orchestral roll for my house, for my in-game house, just to kind of sit back and listen to. But no, it's been an enjoyable expansion thus far. I can see where there are issues, I can see where there have been a few hiccups here and there, but on the whole, it's uncharted waters. It's a brand new start, as it were. It's like A Realm Reborn all over again. Just condensed. Because A Realm Reborn, you had the luxury of being able to go from level 1 to level 50. This, you went from level 90 to level 100. You are doing a fifth. You're trying to condense everything down to a fifth of the space and a time. So... And I think for the most part, they've done that I think for the most part they've done well. but it will be interesting to see what happens next. Where do we go from here? Because again, the whole thing with the Endless could have been another patch's content. But it'll be interesting to see where we go from here, because I think 7.1 we're going to be having the new Alliance raid, which will be taking us to Vanadil, and whether that is actually going to be Vanadil, as in Final Fantasy XI's Vanadil, or if it's going to be a recreation of somewhere else. If it's going to be another reflection, or if it's going to be something else, and if we're going to meet Iraha again from the Maiden's Rhapsody crossover event. I sincerely do hope we do. Oh god, AI machine learning. Body VR. We don't like that. I'm okay with AI as in AI for the enemy mobs, not AI for generating the art or anything like that. That I'm not a fan of. But in terms of the Vanadil content, though, I am looking forward to see how they handle that. I have been tempted to try and play Final Fantasy XI, however, the leveling curve in that, from what I've heard of other people who have played it, is kind of on par with EVE Online, and I'm like, oh boy, no, I tried to play EVE once, and that was like, ah! So I'm like, Final Fantasy XI. That is definitely not something I can solo, that is definitely something you need other people with. And I'm not certain how active Final Fantasy XI still is. I mean, there are definitely ways you can play 11 solo, from what I've heard, but not so much for like dungeon content, etc., to progress the story. And yeah, so and again, the learning curve for the classes and how they all mix into the 11 is on par, if not a little lower, for the learning curve than EVE Online. And again, I tried to play EVE Online once. It was a nightmare. It was quite painful, to say the least. So we're still in Tuliolol as we're looking at this. We're looking at the map as we try to figure out this whole key business. Hey,
I'm
guys.
sorry, we haven't been able to talk properly. Oh, between the reconstruction work and Papa's funeral, I've hardly had time to breathe. But at long last, there's a lull in my duties. You've done more for us than we could ever hope to repay. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
When we left Eorzea behind to take part in the contest, none of us could have predicted what complications would follow.
That's one way to put it.
You truly have a knack for finding trouble, my friend.
Not my fault! Not my fault.
And you wouldn't have it any other way.
So what's next for you? Assuming you're still set on leaving the Gleaner's life behind?
Oh?
I'm off to fulfill my mother's dream, of course. Like she had intended, I'll embark on a journey in search of the unknown. She's sure to enjoy my stories when we meet again in the Ethereal Sea.
Well, well, sounds like a plan. But will you have the coin to get by?
Ah, good point.
I may no longer be a gleaner, but I still have contacts in Charlian. Contacts with deep pockets, always eager to pay for information on new or rare species.
Good point.
You've got it all worked out.
Gotta love bribing a Charlian.
And what of you? Any new adventures in the offing? Regardless, until you're ready to leave, you're our guest here in Tulihiola. And this time, I won't pester you to take up a post.
Oh, thank you. I don't think I can take up the
By now,
administrative duties.
I know you well enough to know you can't stay in one place. No more than you can ignore the plight of those in need. Your path will always lead you elsewhere, and you'll continue walking it. Isn't that so?
Well, that's
An
the idea.
adventurer to the marrow you are. What is it exactly that spurs you on?
Oh god, this question again. My love for the star, all the sights I've yet to see. The legacies I bear. Meanwhile, that thing. Again, it doesn't look like any kind of elegant tech. Hello. Why is it glowing? Well, as much as I'd love to keep chatting, I need to get going. Still a heap of things to do, and it wouldn't do to leave it all to Kona. By the way, did Galulja decide to remain in Solution 9? He did. I said he can consider Tulihiola his home. He's more comfortable over there. Shell keeps an eye on him for us. We'll visit him as often as we can. He still needs our support, especially while he's agonizing over his inherited authority. Though I told him he needn't make a decision right away. We can't postpone it forever either. I'll do whatever I can to help Galulja, as well as everyone inside the dome. I promise as much to Sphene. For my part, I'll keep you keeping to Toral for a time. Among other things, I like to look into the problem with the wildlife in Shaloni. So if you ever get the urge, let's go on another journey together. There's still plenty of places I would like to show you. And that sounds like fun. If you ever have need of me, I'll come running. And before I forget, I also have a gift for you. Can you guess what it is? An alpaca! That comes from Tolby's stable, of course, and it's as sure-footed as they come. Perfect for an adventure always on the move, eh? Here, this is the whistle for calling it. Hey, we got a free alpaca at the end of the base expansion. Neat! Right, I'll really get going now, but I'm sure we'll meet again soon. Till next time, take care. We got the alpaca whistle and the smile capturing roll. Okay. Solution 9. Oh. Fellow citizens of Alexandria, ever since our beloved queen's passing, you have understandably abided in grief. Sorrow darkens your once bright faces. But is this what Her Majesty would have wished to see? No, most assuredly not. You know this to be true. If we are to honor her memory, we must reclaim our smiles. To that end... Let's get ready to rumble! That's right, friends. After a long hiatus, I am pleased to announce the grand reopening of the Arcadian. The realm's finest fighters stand ready to entertain you in glorious and thrilling combats. Come and join us, I bid you, and let your cares be forgotten. do wonder if that screen's going to show people's fights. As skies aflame proclaim night's end, and thoughts unto adventure tend, the brave make haste o'er hill and dale, to trip the Dawnlight's golden trail. You've completed the main scenario quest, Dawntrail. Quests to unlock new content have now become available in Twilal and Solution 9. And with that, I'm going to call it there. See you all later. JaffaArchfiend.